welcome back to the Bookworms, buddy. It is Tuesday, so it's time for another Tuesday Talks. Tuesday Talks is a group that I started with my friend Janelle over at Mrs. J. Rod's Reads, and we discuss book-related topics every Tuesday. If you'd like to come check it out, I will link to the group in the box below. So this week's topic is on which do you prefer? Standalones, trilogies, series, duologies. What do you like the best? For me, I can't really say I have a favorite between them because I read all of them, but I do have certain likes and dislikes for each of them. When you come to a standalone, you get everything right there in one book. You get the satisfaction at the end, as long as it's a good one, and you're done. You can move on to the next. With series, sometimes we like a story to last a little bit longer, especially after you read that first book. If that first book is great and it's gripping, you do want to read the next book, and then the next one, and the next one. But some of the problems we have with series is that our authors need to know when to end a series, because I have read series that were they're just kind of ruined because the author doesn't know when to stop. I think some authors, when they're writing their series, they plan on how many books they want, but I think other authors don't really have a limit when they start, and then they're just writing and writing and writing and writing, and before you know it, they're just kind of throwing stuff in there, and it's like they don't know where to take the story. I've read series in both cases. Those series that are planned out are fantastic. The ones that you don't really particularly like towards the end of the series is probably the ones that they didn't really plan a cutoff on. Now, this is just my ideas. This is not something, this is just what I feel, my opinion on this. But I think, and I've heard other people say, well, this should have stopped here. And in all actuality, a lot of times that's true. But you have some where they just take the wrong direction in the series, or they're running out of things to write, and they just don't know how to end it. There's a lot of different cases, but there are really good series out there. One of my favorite series, as you all know probably by now, is the Iron Face series by Julie Kagawa. Love that series. She stopped it at 4 books, and I think it was perfect. The wrap-up was beautiful. Also, the Joe Ledger series. It's still going, but it's paced pretty well. It's going to stop at 8 books. And I think there's so much you could write in this series, and Jonathan Mayberry does really well. He brings new stuff into the books. It's not something boring. Oh, I just read about this in this one. Oh, it's the same thing. So authors just need to know when to stop. And like I said, there's both good and bad series. Some of those that you can just really, really enjoy, and some of those that you enjoy partway, and then it just comes to, a time when, oh, well, this is just not good for me anymore, kind of thing. So there's pros and cons of series. Trilogies, I think, are probably a better choice because you get 3 books, it's not going to go on forever, and if you got good cliffhangers and you have a good plot line and you have beautiful characters, trilogies are fantastic. You can say, okay, well, I'm going to wait till all of them come out, because I wait all the time. I don't start a series or a trilogy unless I have all the books, because you don't want to have to wait till forever, to get to the next book. Just like with the Luna Chronicles. Yes, I started reading that, and no, they're not all out, but I had a good start. I had the first 3 books and Ferris, so, yes, now I'm waiting till November, but, I think that also depends on, how the books are written, or what you have on your TBR to read. Do you have other things to keep you entertained and that kind of stuff? So I think trilogies are probably, I would have to say, are probably one of my favorites. If I have to choose between them. You also have duologies, which those can be satisfying as well. If, I've read several duologies, and, if they're wrote well, and they're wrapped up good, then, they can be very satisfying as well. Another thing that I find that helps determine is time. What kind of time do you have, to invest in reading? When summertime comes, I have far less time to invest in reading books, because we are so busy in the summer. So many things happen, and one of the reasons is because my family comes to visit. They didn't get to come this year, but generally each year they come, so that takes a huge chunk out of the summer, you know. And then you're taking this week to prepare everything that you're going to be doing. Then you got the week, you know, that you're doing everything. Then you got the week after, you gotta, you know, clean up and change things and, you know, do, you know, that kind of stuff. So summers for us are really busy. Sorry for that rambling, guys. But I think time has a lot to do with it. Like right now, for my last couple TBRs, you know, I've read a lot of standalone books. I am reading Outlander, which is not standalone. But I'm pacing myself because they're one book a month. So it's not like a rush to try to get through a series or anything like that. So what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer standalones or trilogies or series? What are your favorites? So let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. Thanks guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.